Hello, and welcome to episode 18 of the Road to Dice series. I'm the Tin Man, and I'm your host for this episode. Here's all the gear and weapons we're going for in this series, and if you haven't been with us since the beginning, be sure to go back and check it out to see how we got all these amazing things. Oh my gosh, what? Literally the first kill of the trip, I have a Reaper task. The first kill of the trip, and I get a Crest of Saren. What? That's awesome. That's hopefully that'll provide the last two planted feet ones that I need. I think both of them, I still have to figure out exactly what I'm doing with them, but I think both of them have to be planted feet 1 and aftershock 1 on the same gizmo, so it's not like a 100% chance of it happening, but it's like 50-50, so I hope I can get what I need with that. But that's awesome, that's great. So I just got the div pet from doing Wildy Div here for a minute. Took me a minute to actually see how long ago was that. Yeah, I didn't notice for solid like 2 minutes or something, so I guess I think this is my 5th pet. This will get me the title. Yeah, there it is. This is much better. Much better. The draw distance, the 1080p. I literally just came on, so my interface is just all screwed up, and I can actually load my actual one. Anyway, this is much better. I actually have the internet and the FPS, and everything is high graphics again, and everything is just so much prettier. Like, look how far I can see. Like, on the other one I was on NXT, but I had like literally everything on minimum, and I had like the smallest draw distance, couldn't see past like over here to like over here, and it was just, yeah, this is much better. I can see that Drake from super far away, freaking pay to win. So I'm back, and I can do the good bosses now. I'm pretty proud of the progress that I was able to make while not really able to do much. I died a lot to DCs and, had a lot of close calls at Vindicta when I would like DC for a sec and then he'd shoot the purple flames, then I'd run out of them with like 200 health left or some crazy close encounters. There were a billion of those where I barely survived. But I'm definitely proud of what I did. I obviously failed in the aspect that I didn't get all of the aftershocks that I wanted. But I definitely grinded out a ton. I started with about 1,000 Vindicta KC, and now I'm up to 1620. So I did about 600. And the last 400 of those, I didn't get any aftershocks. Like the first 200, I got like 3. Then the last 400, I didn't get any. So I think after getting super crazy lucky, I think my luck has trended back towards average. And then for next, it's pretty much done the exact opposite. After getting super unlucky, it pretty much trended back towards average by making me super lucky with drops. Even though it wasn't the Pernix boost that I wanted, I still got a lot of drops, and it's going to be a lot of Zeros components once I disassemble everything. But other than that, didn't do much over the past couple weeks. Did some Mirari, not quite that much, but I did get like, I think 20 or so more Sextus keys, so I'm almost to that mark of 64 keys where I'm going to dump them all. And if anyone was wondering what I'm doing to losslessly alch, this is what I'm doing. Basically, as long as you let your character continue woodcutting between alchs, as long as you let him do like a hit and let him resume that animation, you don't stop woodcutting, so you actually do continue chopping trees while you are alching. Like there were a couple of XP drops there where I was doing the alching animation, but I was still getting the woodcutting XP drop. And I did like a 15-minute like kind of test where I spent 15 minutes and I just like try-harded the shit out of alching these, and I tried to like time it perfectly to lose like no time between alchs and stuff. And I got 170 alchs in 15 minutes, but that was also like near the beginning of the hour, and I don't leave myself much inventory room because I've got like beavers and urns and Juju would get all this stuff. So I only had like 8 or 10 or so inventory spaces open. So If you tried really hard, you could probably get more alks than that later in the hour because you'd be banking less. And then also, like, if you don't use a beaver and if you don't use the perfect plus and the urns and stuff, you're gonna have more. You're gonna get less logs and you're gonna have more inventory space. So you're gonna be able to do more alks. And then if you don't use the Juju wood cutting potions, you're gonna bank way more often. Like this effect happening here makes this way, like, if you're not alking, it makes it way more AFK, and if you are alking, it just lets you get way more alks in and makes this much better. So I definitely do recommend it, even if you don't want to use urns or use beavers, if that's like a little too try hard for you or something. Definitely use these Juju wood cutting potions. This method isn't like exactly lossless because you do miss out on using an augmented hatchet and the offhand from Sliske's endgame that gives you the little wisps that give you bonus experience every couple of minutes. So you are losing some experience to chopping teaks normally, and then you are obviously losing some inventory space here, but it's pretty lossless. You're not losing much. So this is what I'm gonna do to alk all my stuff. These rune plate bodies are the last of the auxiliary rune items that I have to alk, and then I'm going to start on the rune two-handed stack. And when I finish the rune plates, I'm going to re-superheat and re-smith some more rune two-handers because I've gotten rune ore and rune bars as it drops since I finished off mine. So this stack should increase a little bit before it starts going down again. Yes, there's 21 out of 21. When I started this series, there was two of the requirements that I was really worried about. There was the Spirit Shield set from Corp, just because of the huge rarity of those. And then there was also the Acto sets, just because there's a time lock there, and if you get unlucky, you're kind of screwed. And the Spirit Shield set from Corp, I somehow managed to get incredibly lucky with that. I think that's the luckiest I've ever been out of all the insanely lucky things I've gotten. And then just more of my incredible luck in the past couple weeks, I managed to finish off the 21 out of 21 for these, which was just incredible. Getting like 3 in a week, and then 1 the next week, and 1 the next week to finish it off was just insane. All of the worries that I had about getting all of the requirements but 1 for this series are pretty much quenched. I mean, I've got a little bit of a worry about the next boots, just because I've seen some people go really dry for one specific pair of boot. You know who you are. But the future's looking bright. It's just gonna be, more grinding from this point on, just to get it all done. I'm not really too worried about any of the other stuff. All right, so I'm finally going to level and disassemble all of this stuff. Since I do have melee weapons to augment, it's a little different than when I had mage weapons to augment, because before I was just doing Kriara, because I was doing it for the precise components, but melee in Kriara isn't really that viable, so I'm going to be doing Abyssal Demons, at least until the 2 Dragon Rider Lances both reach level 9, and then I might switch to Kriara for the last bit to finish leveling up the Virtus Robe Legs and the Saren Body. There it is. There's the level 9 Dragon Rider Lance. That only took me like 40 minutes at Abyssal Demons. It didn't take too long at all. I was using aggro pots and Holy Overload, so that probably helped a lot. And there's probably a faster way to do it. Like, there's probably some spot to stand on that's the best and all that kind of stuff, but I just kind of went in there and YOLO'd it, I guess. It seemed to work out fairly well. Really the only annoying part was forgetting to actually withdraw another urn from my yak, and then, the entire ground would just get infested with ashes drops, which was a little irritating. They do drop a lot of RDTs, like this was RDT, ton of raw sharks, a bunch of other random stuff like lobsters and teak planks and talismans. So now I'm going to switch over to the other Dragon Rider Lance and keep going. Shouldn't be too long. The first one took like 40 minutes, so another 40 minutes for the second Dragon Rider Lance. I'm going to have to switch out the bodies and legs halfway through or something. No, there's some math there. I'm going to have to switch them through partway through, I think, for the new bodies and legs, the magic ones. So hopefully that doesn't hurt the DPS too much, and I still, can sustain just with soul split and stuff. Alright, shortly here, oh, there it is. Got the Zero's body and legs to level 9, switching out the armor now. and should be another 20 minutes or so for the Dragon Rider Lance, and then I'll do the excess of the magic stuff at Kriara. Alright, as expected, about 20 minutes later, the Dragon Rider Lance is about to hit level 9, and I'll be done for now. Well, at Abyssal Demons. I'm going to finish up the magic body and legs at Kriara, and I didn't really notice any huge difference. When is this coming? Very soon. Okay, I didn't really notice any huge difference between using the two. Obviously, the magic body and legs does. Oh, my aggro pot ran out. The magic body and legs doesn't give me the melee damage bonus, but it wasn't too big of a difference. I mean, and with overloads and level 90 prayers, I had 100% accuracy anyway, so the accuracy debuff wasn't huge either. So, still good. Definitely a lot easier and faster than I thought it was going to be. Definitely thought it was going to be a lot longer than just 40 minutes to get a Dragon Rider Lance all the way from level 1 to level 9. Gonna return later to finish off those at Kriara. I don't know how long those are going to take. If I remember correctly, it was about 70 minutes for a level 1 to 9 two-hander at Kriara, and about 2 hours for a 1 to 9 body. So about half of that. So that should be maybe an hour at Kriara to finish off these two. So, yeah, not bad at all. Then I'm going to all disassemble them all at once. Oh, nice. Finally. Finally I get a chestplate or legs. I don't think I've gotten a chestplate or armored legs in a long time. It's nice. These are easy to level up. The other ones are either just one component each, or the God Swords, which are not so fun to level up. Awesome. My last item is just hit level 9. Gonna head out of here, and then it's time to disassemble everything. Alright, I've got a lot of things to disassemble here. I've got 2 Dragon Rider Lances, Zeros body, Zeros legs, Saren body, and Virtus legs. So, it is time. Let's get all of these components. Awesome. Alright, let's see how many components I have now. Look at that, 82 Zeros components and 16 Illijonkin components, along with 4 Cywir components. Hopefully I can get 2 Planet Feet 1 Aftershock 1s out of that, and then that's 3 Aftershock 3s. I'm going to use these right now because I've got an Ascension crossbow that doesn't have Aftershock on it yet. There's the Aftershock 3, and there it is on my Ascension. So at this point, I still need Aftershock on all 3 T92s and on Drygor. So I need 4 more Aftershock 3s, which means I need 20 components, which is 3 more drops, and then I also need another drop to cover all the Illijonkin components I need for the Planet Feet 1 Aftershock 1 component. So I need 4 more drops from Vindicta, and then I'm all done. This week, I disassembled all of my stocked up items, so I've got a bunch of perks just waiting to be made. I also got ridiculously lucky with rates again, and got 21 out of 21, which is all of the Acto pieces that I need. I hope you liked this week's episode. Be sure to like down below if you enjoyed it, and comment if you're in that commenting sort of mood. And I do make new videos every Thursday, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see more.